What is going on, everybody? Sorry for the delay. No, I'm not really sorry at all. What is going on?
What is up, everyone? How you doing?
What's going on? Ted Jones is in the house. Silver Trooper, Kenneth McNeil, Eric Hoffner. Pauly, don't forget the glove. Oh, shoot, buddy. It's right here. It is right here.
What the hell is that?
If you'd watch, you'd know. Right?
I don't watch other people's stuff. I don't even watch my stuff.
That's my. I know, because I gotta call you or text you and say, hey,
you're like, dude, you have double. You got 2 audio tracks. You're like talking to yourself.
Yeah, you're having a conversation with yourself and Steve. It's fun.
I've done that a few times, and I've been lucky where I've just happened to go into my comments to see what people are saying, and they're like, dude, what happened at 13 minutes?
Angry Warrior Tackle Box, how you doing?
So, dude, we've got already, what do you got here? You got 15, 16 people in here.
I'm showing 17 in the chat.
Amanda C, Patriot, Silver Forever, Angry Warrior, Desert Bob, Kenneth McNeil, Slow Thorpe, Bully is here.
Boulay,
Fight, Patrick,
Boulay.
Trooper.
SPB.
By the way, Amanda, did you get the stuff that I sent you? I don't know if you got it. And then we got Silver Heist. Silver Heist is here. Silver King Stacking.
Silver King
Pastor
Stacking.
Mo.
How you doing, Pastor Mo?
What's going on, everybody? So I guess we're just waiting on DOA. He's getting his stuff
few technical difficulties, right?
But we'll continue on. I got my mail, Stormy. Thank you. You're welcome. Gen X, what's going on? How you doing, pal? I just subbed to you the other day too, by the way.
Hit that like button, Silver Forever says. Please do. Please do.
Anyone buying stocks as the market tanks? This is the buy dip. I wouldn't. I completely agree, Neophyte. Completely agree with you. But
he says LOL.
He
says LOL.
It is a good opportunity to buy, and I mean, I bought that truck in October, and I liquidated like everything, sold off all my crypto stocks, like everything, lumped all the money together, and then bought the truck.
SPB DOA dude's obviously absent. He will be here.
Time for Stormy to show his face, ugly or not. So the other day, actually, at my coin shop, there was a female subscriber who happened to be there. And during the live stream, I said, oh, Stephanie, she met me at the coin shop, scale of 1 to 10. What am I, like a 7? She's like 15. So there you go. There you go.
It's got to be. You must have cross eyes. Your eyes are crossed.
Her eyes are very blurred.
Silver Heist, Randy Matthews. How you doing, buddy?
Silver Trooper, no, I wasn't able to. Not enough. Not enough miles. The truck wasn't going to be used for business only. So I called a couple accounts. They said no.
Oh yeah, I think I said you might have done that.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I tried, and because I had that expensive third quarter tax bill that I had to pay, and John was like, "Wow, you should get yourself a truck. You shouldn't be right now. Get it. Listen, you get it and write it off against the business. This is what you do." And then I went and Steve said the same thing, but then I called the accountant, and he's like, you're not driving it for more than like 50% of the time. No. And then I called a different accountant, and they're like, no, you can't do that. So I tried. I called a couple.
What if you put a sticker on the side of it?
I don't think it would matter. I don't know. It's too late anyway. Too late anyway. So Ballad of Janine says, when do we get to drill Stormy with questions? Did you have any topic in particular that you wanted to talk about, Pauly Buck?
Well, we definitely should go into that silver raid, right? I see somebody.
Ugh.
Well, it should be talked about.
Yes, it should be. Long story short. Oh, there he is. There.
Now we're back in business.
It looks a little blurry.
No,
say something.
He's focused.
Now he's focused. Say something.
Yeah, perfect. Lips are just a
Yeah,
flapping.
he's pretending now, just to mess with us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now that's better.
Loud and
All
clear.
right.
What's on your neck?
You're not locked in Darth's garage.
The necklace. No, not the sunglasses. The necklace. What is it?
Gold nugget.
Oh, all right.
A heaper.
Is that the
Oh,
nickname that you
alright.
have for me?
Gold nugget?
Yeah, I'm your gold nugget.
The golden nugget.
Yours is sweet nugget.
So, you know, I'm excited to be on here with you guys. This is the first time the three of us have all been on live together, I think, right?
I think so.
I've been live, I think, with DOA a couple of times, and then Pauly, you were live with me.
First of all, let me
When was I live with you?
let me apologize to the audience for not being here on time and having to make you guys sit through these two asshats. Probably not entertaining you.
We were
But-
saying hello to people, killing time, waiting for you to get in here.
I appreciate that.
You know?
I mean, look, I may not always have your back, but you've always got mine.
That's true. Way back. Way back. Way back.
Deep,
So-
deep back.
Deep in the back.
Deep back. So, Pauly said, let's just quickly talk about the raid thing, get that out of the way.
I've yet to hear John speak on it.
On what?
Well, so let me, because I don't think he's been paying attention. We haven't had the chance. John's been dealing with real life and not silly nonsense on YouTube.
He's putting armor. He's putting armor on his Jeep. He's putting armor on his Jeep.
I am doing that.
So basically, a channel on YouTube has been saying that everybody should go out and buy silver on May 15th, calling it a raid, and kind of like trying to do the silver squeeze thing again.
Like last year?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
And Salivate Metal, myself, Spectacular, just like there's been a bunch of channels that have already spoken out against this for a whole slew of reasons as to why it doesn't work. It's just a lot of people who are new to stacking are going to be buying on a day where the premiums are going to go up. And then they're going to be left holding the bag when premiums come right back down, and they're going to get all jaded on precious metals. There's like a whole bunch of reasons why it's just such a crappy idea. So me and I would say like 14 other channels, some big ones too, are all putting together a video which is going to be dropping soon. Basically, like, you know, the We Are the World video, but stackers. We're not going to be singing in it, but we are basically telling people as to why it's just a crappy idea. You know,
a crappy idea to
go out and do this raid thing, thinking that it's going to bust the COMEX, that it's going to manipulate prices. Like, the only thing that happens is bullion retailers jack up their prices. They jack up the minimums. They increase the shipping time.
It is so amazing to me that the fickle nature of our audiences, not you guys, of course, because you're on the top tier channel watching top tier programming, but the general audience for YouTube in the stacker space is so malleable, so fickle, that they want to actually believe that some caveman doofus with a dragon tattoo, the girl with the dragon tattoo, is going to be able to change markets.
Yeah.
See, in the COMEX, in the Commerce Exchange, you have markets, you have market makers, and you have dabblers. And look, I don't care how much money we spend, and I know we can spend a lot. We're all dabblers. Nobody in this fucking group is a market maker.
No, we're not at all.
No, right.
Not at all.
I mean,
Even the most, like, the highest net worth individuals within the stacking community, and you slap them together, they're still
right. I could slap my left hand and my right hand.
Yeah.
And
No,
and
it's a joke. It's a joke. It's complete and utter nonsense.
The whole thing is a sham. It's a way to get attention. It's a way to get views.
Yeah.
It's a way for idiotic people to try to sound intelligent.
Yes.
Like they know what they're fucking doing.
Listen, I don't even fully understand everything. I even said that on my last video when I was talking about it. I'm like, listen, So I got the links for it. I'm like, I don't fully understand futures and I don't fully understand the COMEX. Like I know it's the commodities exchange or whatever. Like I understand the basics, but I don't fully understand. I can't and I'm not going to BS my way into like a, debate or even say that I know everything. But what I do know, I saw what happened the last time. I looked at the information. I listened to the various experts that are out there and, nothing happened. And we've all seen now for at least a couple of years that the price of physical metals are nowhere near spot, and they are not correlated.
They don't correlate at all. Spot Spot is a hypothetical number.
Yeah.
Dictated by a margin of error, based on a margin call, and all commodities. It's basically fancy baccarat. Yeah. You're guessing whether or not the commodity is going to go up or down. Right. That's all you're doing, is you're guessing higher or lower.
Right.
I mean, it's like a fucking duck race.
Yeah.
Or whatever, a scratcher ticket. Like some of these guys do, but you're not able to buy enough. You're right. In the short term, in the immediate term, it's just going to increase premiums to the people who have access to buyers. I mean, look, I fell for it last year. I sat here and I think I bought like 300 ounces in the last 2 hours of the day before market closed out, because at that point we were doing Metal Merchant and I was like, oh, we should have a bunch of this stuff in case we go on this wild run.
Yeah.
And I think it's still
good on you though on you to at least admit it. Right. And you didn't go balls deep. You said you just got like a few hundred ounces. It's not like you're going to necessarily break the bank on that, but
no.
But you did say, hey, you know what? There might be something happening here. And then you saw,
but really what wasn't. I saw it in the sense that I have product to move and that there are I mean, like I was taking advantage of that pump. I mean, this is nothing but it's nothing but a pump. I mean, it's
physical stuff, yeah.
It's like when Elon says Tesla's going to accept crypto or Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin goes through the roof, and 3 weeks later he says, "Oh, never mind." It's a pump, and I'm not saying that he pumped it intentionally, but this is a feeble, meek attempt at a pump, and the pump absolutely stands no reason for financial gain for any one of us, other than maybe some asshole who's selling $3,000 ounces of silver and then giving away a war nickel.
Speaking of which,
what? Mail call?
So
mail call.
Silver Heist said, "Is there a difference between a squeeze and a raid?" I mean, I think a lot of people. I think the squeeze, they're trying to basically mimic what GameStop did and some of those other companies in terms of the squeeze. So what I think has been happening is also you're seeing a lot of the stacking channels using the term synonymously. And I think when you talk about the squeeze, you're talking about the paper markets. When you're talking about the raid now, I think people are using that more in line of people going out and buying physical stuff. But I think originally, like last year, I think the two terms were being used kind of in conjunction or synonymous with one another. Yeah,
they were confusing them because people don't understand it.
Yes,
squeezing is applying a pressure over an entire market in one direction or another. Nobody's going to be able to do that.
No.
People like Apple and Microsoft and all these guys who use silver for industrial purposes have years of inventory.
Now, the other thing, too, is I went back and I listened. I tried to find – there's a couple of the channels. Like I said, there's the one channel who posted and been talking about promoting the Silver Raid stuff. And so I went back and I looked at another channel who also was promoting this stuff last year. And I was listening to the video and they were saying, hey – this might be one of the last opportunities to buy silver this cheap. It's $27.42. This is your chance. By the way, my affiliate link is down below.
Yeah, right. And
it's
that's
so
what I
clear.
wanted to get in. I was going to ask you, what effect does that have? Okay, so you're a JM. What do they call you now?
Brand ambassador.
Brand ambassador.
So, can't wait! I can't wait till they realize the reality.
They actually got a decent amount of sales. They said they had like 30 35 sales off of that video that I did, and they said,
So is it safe to request my 32 refunds?
You could get all 32 refunds.
What I want to know is what does that link have to do with what he's pushing? He's saying use his Bullion Max link, go there, get
That's
this.
what you do when you don't have physical metal to sell and rape and pillage and plunder.
So some of those.
What's his kickback?
It depends.
Because if he wants his 50,000 followers to use that link,
yeah.
What's a potential kickback?
You don't know. You don't know, because everybody works out a different deal, right? Like, so for the mining interviews, you know, all of the content creators, myself included, who do the mining interviews, which you both are fans of, we all have different.
What smirk?
We all have different deals worked out with them, right?
Yeah.
And it's all public information. If the channels that are on the up and up are doing the right thing by clicking on that button saying, you know, this is a paid for promotion video, which I do. And if you scroll down and you find that disclaimer link and you go and you read through it, you can see how much each of the content creators got paid to do that video. Go ahead.
If you're on our mailing list, you have access to this.
There you
Pauly,
go.
Our research team, headed up by Pauly Buck, to pull together every one of the sponsors.
Yeah. And some of them get paid
megabucks,
tons.
like
Tons.
15 20,000.
The most I've ever seen was 20K.
Yeah, 15 20,000, and then you got other guys who are, you know, getting 150 or $300.
Yeah.
And you know, whatever. I don't want to get into it because it's not the topic, because you know, and I'm just gonna say this for everybody out there who's got their ass cheeks clenched right now.
Yeah.
I love Stormy. Stormy and I talk multiple times a day. We do not have a disdain for each other. We love each other very much. This sounds like relationship counseling. I am not everything I tell you guys, I tell him. There's no secrets. And
right.
After a number of years of anxiety back and forth, I think we're all on the same page now, where nobody has to go into full-blown panic mode. But This isn't about beating up anybody for mining videos, no matter how much I hate them.
No. We're just making the point as to what's the motive for some of the channels, and as it relates to the whole bullion raids. Now, some of these channels, you know, they have different deals worked out with different bullion dealers, right? So it depends on each person. Like, I get paid a small amount each month, and I don't get kickbacks for link clicks. I don't get any sort of kickback if somebody goes click and makes a sale. So like when I did that 48-hour sale, Pauly, it was like a $15 off a $300 or more order. That I saw, like, I didn't get any sort of commissions or anything like that. For me, my incentive was, okay, you know, now JM Bullion, they noticed me. Now I want to show them what I can bring to the table. Like, I want them to see, like, oh, all right, he can get traffic.
You are, okay, and I've said this before, Ted Jones thinks this is going to be softball. It's not actually an interview. It's actually, this is the same kind of conversation we'd have sitting at the bar. If Stormy could get permission to leave his house. Which, by the way, won't ever happen. But I've totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
It's not a softball interview.
No. It was about the softball. God damn it, Ted Jones. What was I thinking?
You were saying
I'll get
go on the
okay, I'm sorry. Now I got it. I've said this before in arguments. You actually are one of the only people. No, not one of. You're the only person I know that truly treats it like a business. Everybody else that does this kind of shit is scalping, pumping, pillaging. They're bottom feeding. They're fucking crawfish. They work flipping burgers or at Subway or as doctors or paramedics or whatever the fuck they do during the day. And then they come and shill this shit at night, and they impact people who are not financially prepared to be manipulated.
Right.
And it hurts the industry. It hurts the market. Yeah, you got to be responsible with your own money. But
some people aren't savvy enough You know,
They're
what I
not
mean?
savvy enough to understand it. They're influenced. You know,
Yes.
human
Heavily.
nature.
Heavily.
Human nature is to be a follower.
Yep.
Now we all can sit here and say we want to lead, but nobody wants to jump off that fucking bridge first.
Right.
So we're followers. Human nature is to be a follower, and to think that you know, putting out content no matter what the disclaimer is has zero impact is malarkey. When we can go to shows or card shows or coin shows and people are like, when you go to the shop, Stormy, and the guy goes, I know that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? That's called influence. The fact that somebody recognizes your voice from the internet by default means they've listened to you. And if they're listening to you, by definition, they're hearing you. And if they can remember your voice in regards to the topic or reference material, it's soaking in.
Yeah.
You gotta be a dense son of a bitch to think that people out there aren't actually absorbing the stuff that's being said and done. But you do this as a business.
Yes.
You have a brand, you have a trademark attorney, you have an account, you have all of these things in place to create a brand, a real legitimate business. You bought a $100,000 truck. You invest hundreds of thousands a year. What?
That he can't write off.
But I did try.
You tried to write off. Yeah, we almost got into a brawl with your accountant over the phone.
But then I called another accountant and he said no too, and then you're like,
Yeah,
all right.
you fucking
I tried.
Jersey Shore. Fucking next to New York and California for worst in tax credit. What are you pumping? What are you pumping?
That's what them boys do over there. I've seen them.
Stormy's six pack. He used to have one.
I used to have one.
He used to have one. Now he's riding a desk and teaching teaching fifth graders. So
Sweater vests.
But you actually do this stuff as a business, and for you, I suppose, because you have inventory, you could make a lot more money selling or shilling your inventory to audiences, listeners, in a way that's not under the guise of the auction.
Yeah.
You know, I paid more, you're paying for entertainment. Yes, you're going to pay more. Who gives a shit? Shut up and enjoy the show or don't buy anything. I don't care, right?
Correct.
But if you're actually trying to shill the system, you actually have enough inventory to do it. And so when you have a link, your goal is to build a better relationship with guys like JM.
Correct.
So that you in turn can earn a better deal.
Correct.
Which will in turn trickle down to your audience.
Correct.
Eventually making you more powerful.
Correct.
Within the space, because it's a real fucking business.
Yes.
That's right.
And I tried to, like, this is just like a trial thing, right? Like, we've signed, and this is like a legitimate thing. Like, they had a lawyer go through the contract. There was a lot of back and forth with this, and once we agreed on it, we put it into place. I did try to negotiate some type of pricing arrangement with them when it came to buying some of their items, and we're not there yet. So, you know, these first 3 months, they're important for me to, you know, at least drive traction their way, and and just kind of see where it goes. Because look, if it's not JM, then there's going to be eventually somebody else. Like, I have been contacted before by other, bullion retailers. So, who knows where things can go. I do know some channels that have relationships with some of these bullion dealers. They could, bring in quite a substantial amount of money. And like you said, I think one of the things too, I've been very transparent with this being a business, and the fact that I'm not out there to get anybody, that I have, like, I'll in the middle of the freaking auctions, I'll pull up the eBay prices and the most recent comps, and I'll put that on and say, look, here's the most recent comp. I start below it and see what happens. And there have been recently new people in the stream, and I've told them, do not stack on this auction. Do not look to grow your stack here. You can buy this stuff pretty much anywhere else for cheaper on the internet. And I think what happened, the reason I started to do that is because I think I was getting really pissed off at those trolls that would come into the stream and they would say, $42 for this coin? You can get it at $33 over at Provident.
Yeah, right.
Right? And it got, like, I was getting so pissed. I was like, you fucking bastards, get the fuck out of here. Like, it got to the point where I was like,
y'all hear that?
Yeah, I cursed it, but it's on another channel. So
but hey, you're welcome to be yourself here.
Yeah, and you know I swear quite a bit too.
Oh yeah, no.
So,
your poor kids.
I've got a potty mouth. Oh, you know it's bad when your 3-year-old's going, you know, Daddy, I can't find my fucking pajamas.
I get the phone call.
Oh,
Johnny, 1 second. Shut the fuck up, okay? You're eating fish sticks for dinner. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm back.
Like, okay, so what were you saying?
What were you saying? Yeah.
But you know, I think it got to the point where I was tired of fighting with those trolls, and I just said, you know, you're absolutely right. Everybody, and I think you guys may have been there for it when it happened. I was like, you're right, guys, but we like to overpay, right, guys? And there was like, yeah, we overpay. You know, so
it's also confidence because of confidence in your product.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, your product is more than... I mean, look, I beat up on auctions because I don't believe it's the right place for a majority of people to buy things. Just like you said. I just... It's not.
It's not.
It's not. Now, if you're seasoned, if you're tenured, if you understand it all, spend until your heart's content. It's what I see too many times, Stormy, is somebody pop up an Instagram account, buy a handful of things, show up at an auction on YouTube, and then 2 weeks later, they're trying to do their own shit.
Yeah, they
well, that was that
Silver Trooper just said his Guido's still in an Italian jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Is he eating a spicy meatball?
Yeah, no, there are a lot of, that's the other thing too, right? We have seen such a huge boom in auctions on YouTube, on whatnot, on Instagram. A lot of precious metals channels just popping up doing auctions. I mean, there's so many now, it's hard to keep track.
They think it's fast money. They think it's fast money.
Exactly.
But the shocking thing is, and I'll be completely honest, okay? You could go to, like, and I've lurked, like, there'll be these channels who've never done them before, crappy, grainy video, horrible audio, no production value, right? But they'll still have people in there buying. There's a very slow pace, no entertainment value.
This is an ultra rare 25-ounce bar.
Yes, that's pretty much. Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But that's my point. So they will get followers in there. And they do get the people in there. And is what it is. There's nothing, it could do better. At first it bothered me when I was like, who the hell is this channel getting into the space, right? Because for me, as one of the few beginning ones,
it did bother you because you're one of the ones that started it, and people think it's just easy. It's easy to do.
Originally, I think there was Silver Seeker, a channel named Monkey Spaz, who's really not. It seems that he's not active. Silver Seeker, Monkey Spaz. I know Rob Finds Treasure and Ravenhawk Coins. There were like 4 or 5 of them. Then Guido and I together started doing them. Guido started doing them first. I, after 2 or 3 weeks, saw how his live streams was gaining viewers.
Okay.
Yes, in momentum. And I wanted to monetize my channel. And so I really set out to do auctions, not to make money, but to get the watch time. That's all I wanted. And because I viewed the monetization of the channel as like a milestone, and I viewed it as a moment of legitimacy. Like, oh, that channel's monetized. It must be a good channel. That was in my, that's what I thought. And when I did the auctions and I saw, holy crap, that gave me a lot of watch time and everything. After a while, I saw that there was profit and money to be made. And it kind of, that thing kind of just, the auctions kind of just came out of that as like an added like, I don't know if you want to call it a bonus or whatever. It wasn't the intention. The intention was for the time. And I was like, oh, there's actually profits. Okay, let's do this a little more and see where it could go. And so then I kind of pivoted and, like John said, kind of geared it towards
Now
a business. And
yeah.
I mean, like, you call me probably twice a month with some business related opinion question.
Yep.
And it's not some bullshit question. It's a legitimate business question. And sometimes they make me stop and go, or let me call my attorney and ask, because you're doing it as a business. And I've said that very publicly. Now, I mean, I have a request, but you're going to say it's not good for watch time. I would love for you to go back to producing content. I know. Here goes. I just lobbed you one. I wish you would just produce content, period, motherfucker.
Enter Randy Matthews.
Yeah, Randy. But I wish you would gear some content towards the new guy. More directly. I think it would help you with some getting new subs, but you just have so much to offer. It's like using your knowledge for good versus just using your knowledge for profit. And that's where my problem with these guys like numbnuts with the fucking dragons and the swords and running around beating on shit in his garage with no shoes on. Like, if I pour silver.
Here we go.
I pour silver. You give me $4,000 because I pour silver. I mean, what the fuck? How do you make a living, you fuck face? Let me tell you how you make a living. You put band-aids on bullet wounds. You drive around in a fucking bus. You resuscitate people. You stick masks on their face. And then you get on the fucking internet and sell 1 ounce of silver that you poured in a fucking garage for $4,000. And then, as a bonus, you give away a fucking war nickel. Or on a great day, a dime. That is abuse. Fuck people like that.
You know what? Everybody has their followers, you know, and there's quite a few people who aren't fans of me. They call me a scalper. I've seen videos or comments really of people that would say stuff like trying to think of one of the more recent ones. Oh, like they were commenting on like some vault storage service, not the thing that you were talking about, Pauly, something else. Where I had a guy from YouTube, he had like 2 million views on one video, another million on another. It's like called like Inside the Vault series. It's a business that is in the Cayman Islands where you can buy and sell silver and gold from them, and also store your silver and gold at their facilities. Anyhow, so this individual, his name is Mark Yaxley. Okay, he's been on Stansberry Research. I think he's been on Kitco, and then he's been on my channel. He took the video that he and I did together and posted it on his channel. I read something on there like, yeah, right, I'm not going to store my stuff there. And by the way, why do you have some kid from his mom's basement with that stormtrooper hat? Give me a break. I'm like, first of all, I'm like a 42-year-old man. And like, there's just...
Who's this? What's his name?
Which? The guy I was telling you? Mark Yaxley, Inside the Vault.
Fucking
Inside
Mark,
the Vault.
Yeah.
So,
Inside the Vault. He's never seen the inside of a fucking vault.
Speaking about, like, you know, the whole business thing, I was telling Pauly, like, this last month alone, I've been spending, like, I spent like $2,500 on the lawyers because I'm cleaning up the business address stuff, and I was cleaning up or filing the Empire Precious Metals trademark because I want to safeguard it. And you know, it's a lot of fun, and I could at least say, go ahead.
You're reinvesting.
Yes, and that's the other thing too. There's a lot of people who will say, "Thanks so much for your support." All of the support is like going back into the channel.
Right.
You know, I have no idea whether it's true or not that people are doing that, but I have shown since the beginning of this channel the progress of the equipment and the stuff that's been bought specifically just for the channel. Like, I'm always trying to think of ways to make it better. Like, I would guys, I would love to do something else to kind of innovate the auction even further. And I just, right now it's hard for me to think of anything.
Listen, you're very close to a Jerry Lewis telethon. I mean, it's very close, but we can upgrade a few little things.
Yeah.
Coin.
Coin.
We can upgrade a few things. You're right, though, with the investment in the equipment. I told Pauly the same thing. Buy a goddamn camera. Buy a microphone. If you're going to do it, do it. Invest in yourself. How do you
never a bad investment when you invest in yourself. Ever.
How do you want somebody to invest their time in you and watching you and learning from you or buying from you if you won't invest in yourself? Period. I just don't understand it. Like, I have said this to you. I've been in design, advertising, and marketing for a long time. And I've called you, Stormy, and said, I don't know how you're doing this stuff with the fucking fights and the end scenes and all this other transition shit, but it's fucking amazing, man.
Thank you.
And and literally the production value speaks volumes. The production value speaks volumes. And part of the disgust for me, just as a personality disorder, is, have you seen the way people present themselves?
Yep.
Have you seen how they dress?
Yep.
Have you seen how they sitting there with no fucking shirt on?
I know.
Look like they haven't bathed in 6 months?
I know. It's
and that's what he tells me before I come on. I said, I got a shower. He said, what do you need a shower for? What do you need
I also
nobody gonna smell you. I said,
pee on your hands.
I also get I do get comments every once in a while. People be like, Storm, I'm surprised you don't have more subscribers, with because I'm very consistent. I post at least 2 to 3 times a week. I do 1 auction per week. I'm also very fast with my shipping. Like, I hate having stuff hanging over my head. I'm the type of person, if I have a job to do, it gets done yesterday.
Dude, I don't blame you. If I was getting $109 for an ounce of silver, I'd be shipping that fucking shit out like lightning.
Seriously.
I wish
that's what I was getting. I to be honest, I don't know if you've really been paying attention. I think a lot of the people that are in the chat, they're in there week in and week out, and I think we can all agree that the tone has shifted. We don't have the extreme whale battles that we once did. We don't have. No, we haven't, and that's totally fine, right? You can't be in this stratosphere the whole entire time. Things have to change and move, and I completely recognize it as it happens. And I've always said, because I keep track of everything, I have spreadsheets for everything. And I've always said, the whales, they have a lifespan of 3 months. They're there, short period of time. Another whale comes, knocks them off the podium, and then they're the one at the top of the mountain until the next person comes along and has the bigger wallet and knocks them off, right? And it's come down to more, I would say, more grounded, more realistic in terms of pricing, or I don't know if realistic is the term I'm looking for, but it's come back to earth a little bit, reality.
Well, I know that I've done this. I've gotten on there. I don't know if it was Randy or somebody. Maybe it was all of them. Occasionally, I'll jump on there and wipe everybody's ass clean on the auction.
Right.
And I do it for fun. But honestly, my fun is knocking them off the fucking podium.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I know I'm about to pay through the ass on this. Right. And then there was a time, 6 months or so ago, where you tried the bin stuff, and I just nailed it.
You went to town.
It was just before Christmas.
I cleaned clock with the bin stuff, because you were sprinkling the bin stuff in.
And you just went for it.
And anytime I heard bin, I was like, go. Because
Did you win that night too?
Ben,
I don't remember.
Yeah, and I won. And then on top of that, I wanted the fight. Nobody would fight. The guy wouldn't fight me.
And there was another time too. It went to a final battle. I haven't done that final fight in a long time. Do you guys in the chat? You guys remember I was doing those final fights at the end of the evening, where you would have
a few months.
what's that? It's been a few months,
It's
and
been
not
quite a while.
because I would always have it regardless. I would always take like the top 2 people and have them, have them fighting, right? The
Mhm.
top 2, and then whoever wins between those 2 becomes the champ of the night. But the competition hasn't been the
Fierce
same.
enough.
No, and it's totally fine. So I put
Well-
that on the back burner. It's still there.
But I
I
mean,
still
like,
have it, you know.
like to put it to okay. Now, again, I don't
Mortal
know
Kombat fight.
it was the Mortal Kombat stuff,
Yeah.
but
Liu Kang.
you were doing that. I mean, I remember. I'm going to say it, even though it was a personal conversation. You were doing that to reward the participants in a way that wasn't giving them something stupid.
Yeah.
Because you would get down to the end and you're like, okay, the battle royale is over a surprise, and then you always had other surprises lined up, and it was really nice pieces. It's not like you'd win. I mean, granted, they paid a lot for the win.
Yep.
Okay, a lot. But it's not like you were handing them a fucking 1993 Kookaburra.
Right.
Right.
No, there would be
Right.
like a Queen Anne's Revenge or
yeah, it'd be
10th ounce
like
gold eagle.
a god set or
You
something.
had it in a little
Yeah.
satchel too. You had it
Yes.
hidden.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, Pauly.
It's fun, and I think, if a lot of bad apples ruin it for a few good ones.
Yeah, and
that's the unfortunate.
The other thing too that bugs me, and I've said it before, I made an entire video about it, is the channels, and there might be some in here, I don't know. I'm pretty bad with watching other people's content. But there are channels that will play these different gambling games.
Oh.
And not to get you all fired up, but the problem that I have with these gambling games is that they will tie those into having auctions. And what happens is, number one, the gambling games are illegal. But number two, it pulls away possible customers that I could have had. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. Like, it's pulling possible potential customers away from me, but it's because they're all like playing these gambling games, which you can't do.
You shouldn't gamble for precious fucking metals.
Well, it's not even should you or shouldn't you. It's illegal.
It's period.
And
it's
it's
illegal or not. You're trying to buy something, or you're trying to put your money into something.
So here's the thing. Let me ask you this too. Don't you think if the two of you were running games in here, or if I started running these games on my channel, like did a spin wheel, it was like $10 a spot, or $50 a spot, 10 spots for this, go, and then like people start filling it up.
It'd be less than
and
that.
I'm checking my PayPal. Like it takes no talent, no brains to run these games, and they're making substantial profits doing it. And think about the dopamine that you guys get if you gamble.
We talked about it.
Right.
We talked about it.
So the point is, I would have probably double the amount of watchers on my stream if I was doing gambling stuff, but I don't, because again, I'm a business and I'm keeping things by the book. I do things legitimately. I'm not, doing this ball bag stuff. Go ahead.
I mean, look, we've all been to a strip club and offered the girl an extra 20 spot for a blowy. Okay. Now, so talking about illegal stuff, I'm going to be more core fundamental. As a fundamentalist in the precious metal space, it's destructive of the community because it devalues and dilutes the process of acquisition. It dilutes and devalues the process of selling. It allows someone to get a hold of that item much cheaper because they got lucky.
Yes.
In turn, they can sell that item on the secondary market
For
much
profit.
cheaper
Yep.
for profit.
Profit.
In turn, makes someone who's selling it at fair market value look like an asshole because you want fair market value, which is capitalism 101, price and demand. But if Pauly Buck turns around and wins a Queen Anne's Revenge for a $5 spot and a duck scratcher, then he can turn around and offer that for $30 or $40 or $50 and still be $40 or $50 under fair market.
Right.
And that just starts this giant circle jerk of the wrong education in the space.
Right.
It hurts everyone, including mainly the person gambling. Because forget the fact that it's illegal. They are spending, I mean, it's just like anything else. You're going to lose more times than you win, right?
Right.
So you're spending more money to get less value. And then when you get that value, your perception is that you can sell it cheaper / faster. It actually is, every aspect of it makes it delusional. When you get it for cheaper, you think you can sell it faster. You think you can sell it cheaper. When you finally win, you convince yourself that you got it as a win. Yeah. No, you probably lost 25 times before you got lucky and the duck scratcher scratched the right duck. Oh, I don't even know how they play those things.
Silver Heist. It's on YouTube. There's a bunch of channels that do these different games.
I'll send you a link, buddy.
Oh, yeah. In the Precious Metals Unfiltered group, we will send you, there might be one running tonight. Literally, there's like 200 people watching a fucking duck race.
Yep.
And there's a whole code, lingo, language that goes along with it.
To go into the guise of being like a legitimate thing?
Yeah, or just to make them feel like they're one among each other. You know, I don't know. Look, I love to gamble.
Yeah.
I go to the casino. I love I'm into cards, comics, and coins and precious. I mean, all of it's a gamble.
It's all speculative.
It's all speculative. It's all some sort of gamble. The question is, how educated are you before you place your bet, right?
Yeah.
And that's our job, is to be better educated, to make educated guesses, and hopefully to put the odds in our favor. These how you know what I'm jealous of? I guess I'll just say it. I'm jealous over the fact that when we ran Metal Merchant and we did good deals, we got screwed over by people and by credit card companies and by PayPal to the tune of thousands and thousands. I think I even called you and was like, what is going on? Like, how do we lose $10,000 this week in fraud?
Right.
And yet you have people who can run thousands of dollars a night in gambling bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
And nothing.
No, they get friends and family. Like all the sales that I'm doing, I prefer the PayPal goods and services. And it
keeps you on the up and up.
The only I mean, you guys know, like I do friends and family on the gold because gold is like, I hate selling gold. I offer it because people want it, but I hate selling gold because we could take like a 1/10 ounce gold eagle, for example, and I would have to tie up $280, $300 on the 1/10 ounce gold eagle and then sell it for what? $310, right? Get a $10 profit on a $300 initial output. Whereas I could buy a $35, $40 silver coin, sell it for $50, $52, make the same profit, and I'm not locking up all the same, all those funds.
Lower risk.
Much lower risk. Big Apple's going duck race. Oh my god!
I was watching a stream, and that fucker, Big Apple, I forget even whose stream it was. He saw me in it, and he paid $5 for a fucking duck for me, and I damn near won that race.
Oh, see, but now that would have been your gate. You would have been hooked if you won.
No, you'd be injecting duck shit into your arm. You'd be wrapping the belt.
But I hope he's not waiting on me to.
Big Apple, tie it tighter, Big Apple.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I mean, oh my! I could see you out there in Michigan with nothing but shitty weather.
Yeah, just sitting in his utility truck. Duck races and
he's spending
hot air balloon races and whatever.
He's over there with a hatchet chopping down fucking telephone poles so he can make that overtime to jump into more duck races. Yeah. Goddamn scratcher!
It's a terrible addiction.
Fucking scratcher ticket.
Okay,
Oh.
I got one. It come from a while back. Silver Forever asked you this, Stormy, because you were talking about your channel growth, and somebody said, you can't believe you don't have that many subscribers yet.
Yeah.
Here's the question: what would it take for you to consider pivoting from Stormtrooper? Do you think
Yes.
that could be related to a slower than expected channel growth?
Yeah, probably. But I have no idea. The thing that I think of is if somebody comes across the Precious Metals channel and they see the Stormtrooper in the banner, or they click on an actual video and then they see a helmet in this. But then again, I mean, I don't know, because
You've had this conversation though
many times.
This is do you go,
yeah,
for lack of a better term, legit? Like, do you
right? Just like get this out of here altogether,
right?
or
I mean, but the
That's
brand,
a tough one. That's your brand.
it is.
but the brand. Look, I can tell you this: I don't know many people that are willing to come on this show with my face on it without fear and trepidation. There is something to say about, they kicked Joe Camel off the pack of cigarettes because they said it was appealing to cartoon. Joe Camel is appealing to kids.
Right.
There's something non-abrasive about a character. There's something non-emotional. There's some non-emotional attachment to a character. You can sort of come in and out into the channel, come in and out into the hobby, come in and out of the business without feeling like you've given too much of yourself when you fall in love with a character like a Stormtrooper.
Right.
It's a whole different can of worms when you're dealing with somebody's face. And I'm not sure that's needed for you to fulfill the obligations of the brand you're building. I don't think that, because I've always said you should show your face. Because I'm one of those people that say, you got people out there listening to you, no matter what the disclaimer is, you're giving financial advice. And I come from a business world where, oh my God, you would never, ever, ever, ever even sit down at a coffee meeting for a dude dressed in a costume. Right. Not saying that about you, but like some of these other guys, like the rum drinking pirate, and like he's shit canned 2 minutes into the live stream, or Silver Buttons, or what's his name, Baggins, Schnaggins, Schmegma, what's his name?
Silver Dragons?
Dragons.
Like, there's, like, okay, big movers and shakers. But there's at some point in time, you're either in the lane of transitioning your audience to a new level, or they just don't want to grow further. Meaning, at some point, Stormy, your people are going to be too knowledgeable to stick around, which might be part of why the whales go away. Right. They might burn out. Maybe they get too knowledgeable and they're like, well, hell, the amount of money I'm spending here, I can go spend somewhere else. Just part of the ebbs and flows of the channel. Yeah. But you have found your lane for the beginner and the intermediate and even the tenured person.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure you could find that lane just as a person's face. I mean,
right.
The character works.
Right. And the other thing too, I feel like, is like if the channel, continues to grow and what have you, in all honesty, like the Star Wars aspect does allow me to tap into more mainstream niches or niches, if you will.
Yep.
On TikTok, when I posted, I've posted a bunch of videos on TikTok, and the ones that are the highest watched are just like the one about this thing and like this one. I think like those were the highest watched. I don't know if it's because of the tags being Star Wars. Like no idea. But I've thought about, believe me, I've thought about the face reveal. I know I'm not an ugly individual. So it's not like people would turn to the channel and be like, good God, what in the hell? What in Sam Tarnation is that?
I've got your picture up above my bed, if that's an answer to anybody's question.
C-Rod, who's in the chat, has met me in person.
You've helped me a lot with the startup of my channel, and it's the slow growth. And there's other people in this chat that have said, I should show myself on thumbnails. And ever since I've started doing that, those videos have gotten more clicks, views, what have you. And I think it's because of that.
Right.
I show myself here. Why wouldn't I show myself in a video or thumbnail, what have you? Right.
Right. I think the problem too that I face is if I do face reveal, like we said, that oops, sorry, there goes the brand, right? There goes the whole, guy in the bucket thing, all the marketing stuff, like you said, just the whole brand of the whole thing kind of just goes by the wayside, and then I'm just another guy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Like I'm just some guy on the internet.
Or are you a better guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Eric Hoffner, you're wrong. Stormy is not better looking than me. See Rod, he is handsome. I'm handsomer.
And then Pauly's gonna be, I'm handsomer.
I don't even have to say that. It's
the best part is
fact.
I can tell by his face he's trying to figure out what comment we're talking about.
I'm way up. I'm way up here.
Thank you, Ted Jones. He said, you're just another guy, but you've got a personality, baby. I appreciate that. I don't know.
He's got more than personality. He's got more than personality. As I said, I got his picture above my bed in the bedroom.
I've thought of it
for a good reason. Well, look, I think, and I said this before, the only thing your brand is missing is the public appearance, and I don't mean on video. I mean at events. Like at events, you can always be the character on YouTube, but at some point, your business and brand is going to evolve, and while you don't have to walk around in a helmet,
I definitely wouldn't.
No, but that is something that I think is the next natural organic thing. And maybe it's part of the mystery. Like, if you go to the coin show, you might meet Stormy. Right. And you don't hide from it. You just can't get permission to leave your house.
Right. That's right. That's right. Silver Heist says, I'm not sure if face reveal really worked for Blue Ridge Silverhound. Long videos ramble too much for me.
Well, what about, do you think there's a time that, and it's obviously something in the future, you'll ever do this full time? Meaning you're no longer in school. This is your job. Your business is your life.
All right. So here's the thing. So last summer was the first summer that I didn't work during the summer in terms of teaching and like doing summer school. I actually did this full time. And when I did this full time, it was my biggest growth months in terms of subs, biggest growth months in terms of views, and the most revenue that I brought in, because I also was doing like 2 auctions a week. I was doing like 3 videos a week or something. And it showed me the possibility of what it could be. The problem is that YouTube is like a nebulous thing in which you can never really be 100% confident in your security. And I guess that could be like any job for that matter, but it's not like if YouTube ever decided to shut off your channel, there's nobody you could really go and talk to. If you get demonetized, you're going to be talking to somebody
in India,
wherever, just won't be able to give you the answers that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my opinion, the risk that exists is too great for me to fully go into it. If I were to do this full time, I would have to have something else besides YouTube, whether it be a brick and mortar store where I was actually doing that also. There would have to be something else instead of putting all of my eggs into this basket, because as I mentioned before, the mining interviews, sometimes I get one a month. Sometimes I'll get maybe I'll get like one every 3 weeks. And then sometimes I don't hear anything from them for a few months. Right. So I can't count on that money. And auctions, like you know,
what you're
go
saying is what you're saying, and I'm not. I want to interrupt because it's relative.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between an entrepreneur and someone who's not, right? You're an entrepreneur, but what you keep referencing back to is that pucker factor of the non-guarantee.
Correct.
And that is something like we can win really big as entrepreneurs, and we can lose really big as entrepreneurs.
And
families, wives can't survive it. Kids sometimes can't survive it.
Right.
Family can't survive it. It takes something special.
Right. And you know what, too, like, and you guys know, and I've told the people in the stream, like, I used to be in sales prior to getting into education, and I got a substantial pay raise twice while I was at this company. And so here I was making a nice 6-figure salary as like a 24, 25-year-old guy. And then, you know, the recession comes along and, you know,
The bottom falls out.
Bottom falls out. And then I was like left out on the street, like, well, crap, now what the hell do I do? And to me, it was like a wake up call. It's like, I want something secure. I don't want to be in this position again.
Right.
And so I got into education because, you know, you have tenure, you have a pension,
Benefits.
you have benefits. And yes, granted, the money isn't there. It's a very slow walk to the finish line, but augmented, you know, or in supplement to my teaching income, I found this, and there's other things that I can do to earn in addition to it. And, you know, it's a long game thing. When it comes time for me to retire, there'll be my 401k, my 403b, my different stocks and everything that my wife and I have put money into, her 401k, pension, Social Security. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things will get put into place now. So Pauly, I would love to do this full time. Like, there was a couple weeks ago, I had, you know, a couple of hard weeks, and I wanted to be like, you know what, F this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, in terms of education, right? There were, you know, there's times where I wanted
it's every job.
Every job. So,
but if you didn't have that cushion of being of that job, and I say cushion, it's not like you make a lot of money. You're a school teacher.
Yeah.
But that safety net of knowing if you don't make a video today, you're still going to make some money.
Correct.
Right? You're still going to have a job.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you remove that, that changes the tenor of what you're about to.
Yeah.
It changes the attitude of everything you do on the internet. Look at what I did. Look at what I did when we sunk hundreds of thousands of dollars into Metal Merchant.
Yeah.
And people are like, y'all are doing $20-something thousand an hour. And I'm going, yeah, but you don't get it. We're not meeting the other KPIs needed to continue that type of investment.
Right.
And you get to make decisions like, do I buy 2 rolls of A or 1 roll of A?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in that. I don't like that sort of pressure.
Right.
I just don't. And you know what? I've been able to figure out a balance between work with that security and have this continue to work, and also not really take away too much from my family and obligations.
Sure.
I've been able to find the good balance. So at this point, I don't think I would necessarily need to, but again, like, I mean, man, imagine being able to just wake up, go like I'm my own boss, come down into like my office and just, you know, do what
That's
I want.
tough, though.
What I want. But
Well, that's like DOA. The stuff he puts out, he's his own boss. You know, he's constantly shooting, constantly publishing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making so much content, it's really difficult to keep up with it. You know, but I'm trying. Y'all been to my YouTube channel, Ted Jones?
You got multiple channels.
That's multiple channels, loaded full of content. But actually, I'll tell you that is the #1 challenge across all entrepreneurs. Somebody who's financially and fiscally responsible for others and a company. The #1 stress point is time management.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you can
Yes.
wake up and watch TV or eat bonbons or go play with the car or go fishing like I like to do or all these other things, when you can create all these distractions because you don't have a 9 to 5, it can make or break you seriously.
Yeah.
And most folks are not cut out for that. They need
Yeah.
some level of structure
Yeah.
to be comfortable enough in the things that they find a little more adventurous. That's probably a lot like you. You have your structure, and then at night you get to once a week or twice a week or whatever on your off time, you get to be adventurous with your precious metal stuff.
Yeah.
Because you have that structure during the day, and even then you're regimented about the way you do your precious metals.
Yes. Yeah. And during the summer, when, like I was saying, I was doing this full time, I was able to, again, it was structured because I noticed, and I've talked to both of you, mid-October to like early November of last year, I watched my channel go from it had like 1,200 or 1,300 subscribers gained in July, watched it drop each month by like 100 or whatever. It got all the way down to 75 subs gained. And this was like mid-October. And that's because I wasn't putting out content regularly. That was like the first time in the history of my channel that I didn't have videos ready to go and have like at least 2 to drop each week.
Can I get you to be vulnerable for a second?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I want people to know how human you are, which is very impossible, very difficult. But it's unfortunate that as the character that the world doesn't get to know you as a person as much as maybe some of us do. But I think one of the most intriguing things about you is how caring and personal you truly are behind the scenes. Yep. People might assume you're ruthless or careless or, after the money. I'm not saying that I hear that, but you made reference to people accusing you of things earlier. You're probably not probably. You are one of the most decent people, genuinely, and we say it all the time. Like if we lived in the same neighborhood, God help us.
Oh,
Yeah.
But vulnerability. As somebody who makes so much YouTube content myself, I understand. I wish Pauly would do something.
I should really start doing more.
I should start
doing something. You're right.
You should start doing something.
I mean, I got the equipment.
But I want you to whatever degree you're comfortable, tell people about the ebbs and flows of even your business. I mean, like, look, we all throughout the year, there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that in my business world, probably October, November through February is the worst. Yeah. Nobody wants to pay their bills. Nobody wants to pay on time. Everybody's busy paying holidays, distractions, travel. Mm-hmm. Financially, for an entrepreneur, it's very, very difficult. And every time in that part of the year comes around, we always live in regret. We're like, God damn it, next year this won't happen.
Right.
But share some vulnerability about how your YouTube business goes up and down and how that makes you feel as a person.
I mean, absolutely. Dude, I probably overthink things, and I second guess myself quite a bit. And a lot of times I'll put out videos. If I see like they don't get the views, I'm like, I'm doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? Why is my stuff like why is it so shitty? What the fuck is wrong with me? Like
self-doubt.
Lots of self-doubt. And then there's times too where the auctions, like I keep track, like I said, every auction I have to keep track of profit and losses and everything. Sometimes some auctions are a lot less profitable than others. Around the holiday times, it was really, really low profit margins. And, I know everything can't be on fire all the time.
Right.
But
it impacts you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it makes me second guess. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And then I see the other channels that might have 100 people in there watching as they're doing their auctions, and I'm always comparing my channel to the other channels. And people will say, as content creators, like, don't compare yourselves and don't look at, I think that's incredibly impossible. I don't think that is a genuine piece of advice. I understand it. Like, don't worry about over here and don't worry about over there. Focus on you. Focus on what's in front of you. And don't worry about what the other guys are doing. I'm always worried about what the other guys are doing. I'm always looking to see what it is that they are doing. I'm looking at their thumbnails. I'm looking at their search terms. Yep. I'm always looking at the different metrics when it comes to the videos. I came up with, I don't even know if this is a thing, but I kind of looked at this myself one day, and I call it potency, where I look at the number of videos a channel has and compare it with a ratio to the number of subscribers the channel has. And I do like a calculation to see how, I call it potent, how effective that channel's videos are at pulling and gaining subscribers. And mine is, when I compare it to others, it's like you have like Silver Dragons and Yankee are up here in terms of potency. 2 is 1 is like up there in terms of potency. He's got, I don't know how many videos he has, but when you compare the number of videos to the number of subscribers and you just do a quick calculation and divide it, it's like, wow, he gets, I don't know, 100 subs per video, whatever it is. So when I look at mine, I'm like, wow, man, like that's not that good, you know? And when I don't, and I will say this, like when I get, it definitely wears on me for sure. Like when I see that stuff, I mean, there have been times too where I've thought of like being done with it, but I'll tell you,
tossing in towel. Yeah.
Yep. Every single time I've had that thought, without a doubt, I'll get one comment from somebody
that restarts the engine,
restarts it, and like puts me, like they said, wow, this really helped me. I appreciate all that you do. Thank you so much. This was really helpful. I was able to get this, or I sold that and made X money. Like so I will get these like little confidence boosters or emails from somebody, or I've been following you for a long time. So I will get those. And I'm like, thank you so much. You know, and like, and then there've been times too on the live streams, and the people in here who they're always on my live streams, and they hear me kind of almost getting a little choked up at times and sentimental. And I appreciate them all for being there, because you know what? Like it's a weird thing, but in all honesty, I spend more time with the people in this live chat over here.
Yep.
And you guys, talking to you guys on the phone, than like the people that I'm like in contact with in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? It's weird. Like thank you, Patriotic. I appreciate you, buddy. Like Steve, like everybody in that chat, and you too. Like I just, week in and week out, we have our rituals. We see each other on the live chats. We talk. We have like inside jokes. I'll communicate with people on Instagram. And
we even have conversations where it's, hey man, hey, oh shit, all right, let me catch you later. Okay, bye, click. Like we can just there's no like formality, like what are you doing at 3 p.m.
Right.
It's very normal relationship.
Right.
And we do spend more time with each other in our business worlds than we do typically at home.
You know, we do try to. I mean, I'll send a message to you, DOA, and say, hey, what are you doing 10 minutes? I got something to talk to you about. Well, fuck, I can't talk today. Call me tomorrow. Whatever. And same thing coming back to me.
Yep. And
hey, I'm at a softball game. I can't.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, just like I think it's like human nature. I think, I mean, stuff gets to me, and when I read comments, I see people hating on me and other people's comments and stuff. That stuff bothers me.
Does it bother you? I wanted to ask you about the hate comments. Like,
sometimes
does that get under your skin?
Do you know what gets under my skin? There's a couple different things. When people are questioning my character or my motives, like that it pisses me off, because I feel like I'm nothing but genuine. Like I'm not
But all they see is the stormtrooper character.
Yeah, the
right. I
Stormtrooper
mean,
character, or they're watching the auctions, and they're like, they think like I'm just here to
Cold.
take advantage or something.
Right, it's cold. Right.
And it couldn't be further from the truth. Like all the videos that I make, I'm telling what I really do think. And I've had conversations offline with people, won't name names, who have made videos about one thing and have told me something different on the phone, and would say like, oh yeah, I'm just saying that because it gets, the views, but I don't actually think that.
They're willing to do a public
and I don't do that. I don't do that.
Just to show you how comments impact us. I was watching the chat go 53, 57, 61, 63. I thought that was the view count going up until I realized that B-Dub is bidding on nothing.
No. At one point, it was my headphones.
What do we have now? What do we have?
35.
35. B-Dub's at $71.
Yeah, he's at 71, but I thought...
So go on with that, because there was a comment on one of my videos, and I showed it to you, and it was actually a comment on something that you commented saying, and it was questioning you, what do you do for the community? What was the question to you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
When was this?
I sent you that comment the other day. And you...
Oh, was it that woman?
Yeah.
Who said, like, from what I can tell, you take advantage of people.
Yeah, she didn't watch you. You take
Yes.
advantage, and she asked you what you actually do for the community.
Yep. Shake my head.
And
right? She said, I don't really watch you.
Yeah. The little bit I've seen. From the little bit I've seen.
You take advantage. I'm like, that you don't have any idea then. You have no idea. And so those comments, they don't like hurt my feelings per se. It more just like very irritating, or it just pisses me off. Because like when people talk about stuff that they don't know what they're talking about, that pisses me off. It's just, that's always been a pet peeve of mine.
That's what started you, right?
Yes, actually. Actually, it is. That's actually funny that you say that. It was such a pet peeve of mine. It bothered me so much that I watched this one channel talking about precious metals, and they didn't know what they were talking about, and their stack was like a joke. And I was like, I should do a channel then if this dipshit can do it.
Are you talking about Pocket Gold?
I'm not saying names.
Yeah, I will.
I'm still wondering.
Let's just say they can't.
And not a stack, it was a schmear.
It was a smearing of silver.
A very base level schmear.
But, I do my best to be as honest as I can, which is like, what I said is what I talked about, like the whole silver raid BS the other day. And then, on the auctions, I'll tell people I do what I can, the other thing I don't play is the doom and gloom. And I don't believe in that. You look at a lot of the channels, you'll have like constant warning, urgent. I'll do it from time to time. I'll have to put the word warning or urgent or scam.
Yeah, but there's guys like Yankee Stacking who, if I had a sharp, rusty spoon next to me, I might carve a hole in my wrists by the time I'm done listening to the intro of his videos. I mean, like, some of these guys really take it to heart because that's how they get their attention. Being so damn gloomy and fear. I think fear is
Yankee. But Yankee, he's actually Yankee is fairly level when it comes to his message. He doesn't.
Is that with the revolutionary drums in the background?
Yeah, but he doesn't. He's not so much like fear mongering. I'm thinking of other channels who are definitely like fear mongering. Yankee talks a lot, and he does believe in prepping, being a prepper stacker.
Prepper, yeah.
Which is better than the guy who's fear mongering and then has no.
Yeah. Yes, and Yankee's not doing it for click value. Like, he genuinely believes the economy is there's
shit.
going to be like some like Great Depression type of event in our lifetime, which, I mean, nothing for nothing. I mean, what's to say it can't? We had the recession and we had a pandemic, so anything is possible. But he's kind of that type of channel. But no, I'm thinking of other channels where they have just like real just doom and gloom all the time.
And Silver Forever says, what about the true believers? There's no problem with, like, see, me, I believe that if you believe in it, you stand on it, which is why Stormy calls me an angry troll or leprechaun, because
you're like Sam Kinison.
I get angry, yes.
Ah!
I get angry at stuff that I truly believe in, like, no names mentioned. I'm not going to mention any names. There's a guy that we all know who I got into a spat with because he knew my name and I did not know his. And I'm angry not over the argument. I'm angry that he knew who I was of free will, and yet I didn't know who he was out of his will. And to me, that's just like, that goes against the... I want to argue. I want to fight. You want to go punch it out? Cool. But at least let me know who I'm dealing with. Yeah. I get angry at the mining video stuff because... Yeah, no, I just get angry at it because I don't believe that people are making investments, and if they are, they're not winning. I don't... The doom and gloom or the prepper thing. I mean, if you're a believer, great. But do I think that the economy is going to crash and fall apart next week? No. And even if it did, cash will rule the roost until people don't believe in it anymore, and that's going to take forever.
Right.
What, you keep holding up this war nickel. What's going on?
It's going to save you. It's going to save you.
It will.
It's going to.
Cash will save you. Now, we've been going on, and I truly appreciate this conversation. We not once have said hit the like button, so please let's make sure we hit the like button.
I've seen it come up in the chat, and thanks Ted Jones and Silver Forever for throwing that out there.
Thank you guys for doing that. Number 2, make sure you subscribe to Stormy. Not that you aren't, because
some of the names I don't recognize.
Well, please subscribe. Maybe
become recognizable to Stormy for sure.
And then, I have a really important question, Stormy.
Yeah?
How does it feel to have discovered the Wolverine error coin?
It feels fantastic. I was so excited that I found it. And when I called around, I called Pauly. I was like, dude.
I was the first person you called.
Check your Wolverine coin. And he's like,
he didn't respond.
Like, yeah. No, he's like, yeah. I'm like,
no,
hey,
I was busy.
What are you doing? He's like, I
was busy making content here. And I was actually on do not disturb mode on my phone.
And I mean, he did Eric Hoffner. I thought Pauly found it.
I'm just disappointed that I didn't order more tubes of Wolverine coins.
Well, I'm disappointed you sold them all.
I didn't order faster.
I'm disappointed you sold them all.
I'm disappointed I told others about the Wolverine error after Pauly and I hung up.
You should not be disappointed.
And then you and Husky got a roll and Guido got a roll.
And here I am sitting on a bunch of 2021s thinking,
and then we tried
fuckers.
And they were gone.
Listen, I was the last to know. And I think...
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't?
Mm-mm. Clean
Fun
money.
fact, we didn't know each other really at the time.
Who? Pauly and DOA didn't, right?
No.
I
pulled you in shortly after that into that group.
I got into some weird circle.
But I think I have ultimately the... What's up, Husk? Is he here?
I seen him sneak in, yeah.
He heard us talking about Stormy finding the Wolverine error.
Stormy's knuckles are looking awfully handsome.
They're supple.
Supple knuckles? But I only have one left.
Where's
At least
my
you got one left.
Roll?
At least you got one left.
No, that was seriously, and this was before Pauly was doing content,
Well before. Lurker in my pastime. And I
Just to be
contacted
clear-
Stormy via Instagram.
Hold on, just
That's
to be
how I got
clear,
a hold
because
of
some
him.
people seem to actually be confused.
Yes,
That was a joke.
ha 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 ha.
No, it was a joke, meaning Pauly did discover it.
Correct.
But it was fun to ask publicly Stormy
how did
how
I
he
feel
felt
finding it? I love
because
finding it.
And you
It was-
ran with it. I
It was
love it.
fantastic.
I love it.
I think it's great. Okay,
How?
so
yeah.
what's that?
I was gonna say, like, how many graded ones do you have? Like, mine's. I never sent mine in for grading either.
So Husky knows the answer to that because I think we had a problem with the company fucking a bunch of them up.
I remember like 3 or 4 of them. Husky and I did a video together on that.
But I don't know. I haven't heard anything back on any of it. I don't really know where. It's sort of like what you don't know don't hurt you.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so I don't know if we want to know what NGC said, but
Right.
I mean, it might be an opportune time to put them in the mail and have them get lost.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know what the total is, but I suspect we have collectively we have more graded than probably anybody.
Oh, I would say so, because the people that were buying those, right? Like, they were only buying. Like, think about again, like, only the 70 something that we counted really ever surfaced. So it's like, I want to know what happened to the other 300.
If they really
Coins.
existed. I mean, the more likely scenario is they didn't have a clue. They put a number on it, they put a number on it based on a very protective, very large,
Cushion or something.
yeah, like a big number saying, okay, just in case, because they had to go back and get legislation passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the government.
Right, to approve it as an actual coin.
Right. So maybe there's only 100.
So maybe there's 100 because literally it's
Right.
not popping up, and that's where
You're not seeing them anywhere, other than the people we know who bought them and then
It's weird that
put them on eBay.
Yeah.
And even ones who bought them from Stormy, bought them from Metal Merchant, and trying to sell them on eBay now. I mean, I know who those people are. I mean, via the chat. I don't know them personally, but we know where those coins came from. They didn't find them; they bought them.
Ted Jones is bidding on something again. Are y'all bidding on locks of Pauly's hair?
So, guys, I gotta start wrapping up because I have to get up at the ass crack of dawn.
It was a great show, brother.
I had a good time. It was fun being on here with the both of you. And
I appreciate it.
no, I
pleasure was
appreciate
yours.
you guys
The chat
having
sure
me on. And I don't know
That's
how long.
right. Put the middle finger in the chat.
There you go. I don't know how long you guys are planning on still going live, but you have a good rest of your show. I'm sure we'll
This is it.
all
We
check.
were-
This is the show.
This is
That's
it.
Oh, we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. I mean, we love having a normal conversation. I want to say thank you for opening up. Hopefully, hopefully folks get to see a different side of you. Hopefully I can stop getting hate mail every time I say something publicly like fucking Stormy.
Yeah.
Because for some reason nobody can believe that we're buddies.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad that we were able to finally clarify that Pauly Buck had nothing to do with the Wolverine error. I'm thrilled that we might help you bring another 1, maybe 2 people to your auction. When is the auction?
Tomorrow night, 7
Tomorrow
PM
night?
Eastern, yeah.
7?
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right. So
We usually do, and it has worked to the benefit of some people. You know, on
I'm one of 'em.
TikTok, on TikTok, I have my phone displaying like basically the majority of the stuff that's all going up for sale on the show.
You're
and,
sitting there bitching at me on TikTok to smash my screen to get likes.
Yeah.
That's what's going on TikTok.
Yeah.
Smash your screen to give me hearts to
Yes.
get more people here.
Yes.
That's what I do. That's my job.
That's your job, head thumb presser. But no, I appreciate you guys and everybody in the chat. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you guys. And
hit that like button before y'all go. We'll see you tomorrow night. Storm, thanks as always,
Stormy,
brother.
at your auction. We'll see you there. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Check
Y'all
you next
y'all have a
week.
good night.